Hold up. My views are my own. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Lightning round. Dangerously close.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Doug. Now, if you heard that I'd been killed by a gang of hooligans, but then I was resurrected by a crow so I could get my revenge, then you heard right. And the good news is, I did get my revenge. But here's the even better news. The crow said I can stick around and ask for 2 more things before I have to return to the netherworld. So, first thing I was gonna ask is if you guys could leave a 5-star rating on your podcast app for this podcast. Or if you could leave a nice review, that'd be fantastic. What's that, Crow? I can ask a third thing? All right, here's my third thing. If you could please share this episode with a friend, or maybe share it on your social media, or something of that nature. I sure would appreciate it, and so would my friend, the Crow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thanks.
Wait.
Percocet. Molly Percocet. All right. I'm not the pheasant plucker. I'm the pheasant plucker's wife. I've been plucking pheasants my whole pheasant plucking life. Yes! Fucking nailed it. All right. I was just doing a warm up. My guest today, which rhymes with your last name. My guest today is Vanja Renee. Let me tell you about Vanja. All right. Vanja is an actor and stand-up comedian that has headlined, featured, and produced comedy shows all over California. She's been acting for over 25 years. Originally from Washington, D.C., she began her artistic journey as a preteen rapper and writer. And check this out. She wrote, well, how many? 32 books before she was even wait, how old were you? By the time she was 15, she had written 32 books. She was a personal library. All right. She was also a regular in the DC slam poetry scene, a performance-based rhythmic. You know what slam poetry is. If you don't know what slam poetry is, go watch the movie Slam with Saul Williams. Man, she made Lil Bow Wow look like Lil Butthole, man. And nevertheless, she's in this corporate button-up environment and doing all this stuff for the World Bank and marketing director and all this. I mean, I can't say enough about Vanja. She's amazing. What's up, Vanja?
I love you, Doug. You're amazing. You're amazing. Wow, who is this Vanja? I want to meet her. Who is this weirdo? They also sound full of themselves.
I didn't. Hey, man, I just tell it like it is. The people want to know, so I tell them how it is.
Oh my God.
You know what? This is the thing too. Like, honestly, I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna guess most people would want me to start with the preteen rapper phase. So,
oh my God. Oh yeah.
What did you rap about?
Oh, like what are you rapping about as a child? Like I didn't get my cereal this morning. I'm really mad as shit. Fuck Captain Crunch. Like, could you imagine? No, let's see. What was I rapping about? Well, it started with the DARE program.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, I'm so giving away my age, but you know, the Dare to Keep Your Kids Off Drugs, the Nancy Reagan program. So they would come around to the different elementary schools and they'd have a big show, a big showcase.
Yeah.
And there's rappers and dancers. And they're, I guess they're passing out stickers and they're doing little plays. And so they said to all the the kids in our elementary school, everybody come audition to be part of the DARE program big showcase.
Oh, hell
And-
yeah.
Yeah. And so I had a best girlfriend, Gina Johnson. Actually, when I think about it, I was rapping. Yeah, no, I was rapping at the same time around then. I was also rapping about church things. I was also a little church. That's
Okay, cool. Christian rap too. That's
Christian.
extra.
Right. And so it was just an easy thing. I went and auditioned. I wrote some raps. I was already writing kind of poetry as a kid a lot,
Yeah.
like alone. I spent a lot of time alone.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just easy. So we went up there. We won we got the audition, and so we performed for the show, the DARE showcase, and they wanted me to join them. My parents said no. They wanted me to travel from school to school with them.
Oh, crazy.
And so I just kept rapping.
Yeah.
I rapped in school things. I performed regionally. I was rapping all the way up until about 16. I got a manager. There was a singer, Johnny Gill. He had a brother, Randy Gill, who became my manager. Whatever. I was in the studio all the time. I was rapping for a while, so I just
That's so dope.
gathered together different groups, and
This is like pre-teenager.
so from 12 to about 16, 17, and then I decided that the Lord didn't like rap.
Oh no.
Yeah. So my parents were really like, we want this to happen. And I was like, you know what? I'm really getting super into the Bible and really think God doesn't want me to do this. And
Dude, what a twist. I never would have guessed that you would have said you stopped rapping at 16 because you thought that it was against the Bible. You just blew my fucking mind.
I was like, I don't know if God really likes rap. I'm gonna shift my focus.
That's good. As a kid, like what your concept of God is, like God's up in heaven being like, nah, I don't like rap.
God's like, you know what? I don't like this new trend. It's out. Oh God.
That was fucking wild.
I don't know. I talked for a long time just now. Sorry.
You grew up in DC, right?
I did.
I'm just gonna say I am dead serious. If you want a collab, I will make you a dope beat today, and I will send it to you to put down a verse. I can write the hook. You could write the hook. You just let me know, and we can make that happen. Like if you want to,
let's do it. Okay. I'm not even kidding.
I make sick beats. I shouldn't.
Really, I believe you.
I try to keep that under wraps, man. You know, it's
you
tough,
look like you make sick beats.
Thank you. To the listeners that at home, because this is not a video thing. Dudes that look like they make good beats don't look cool.
Wait. No, I mean that you look very cool.
Oh, well, thank you.
Are you saying typically?
Well, I was a rapper too, so that's why I make beats, because in this world, that's not. I'm not a rapper necessarily. I mean, I'll still rap. Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
I know what you mean, right?
I'll rap on our track.
Dude, let's do it.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I want you to go ahead.
No, here's what's funny. Like during the pandemic, when we're all cooped up and stuff, I started making videos about my cats. And I called it Comedians in Condos with Cats Doing Comedy. And for one of those things, I did a rap. Oh, actually, at first I did a rap about the pandemic, just out of nowhere. And a lot of friends from back in the day, from DC and Maryland, were like, this is the Vanja we know, MCV, like my buddies, MCV, I know, dude. And it was fun to do it again. And so I decided to make a rap about my cats too. And it was just fun. I don't know. It's just a fun mental exercise sometimes.
When I found out, I knew about you. I know about you from your comedy. That's, how I know about you. But I had no idea that there had been a previous rap career unknown. And that's what you probably won't even believe this shit, especially because out in LA, there's not a lot of people are gonna know this, but
tell me everything.
I had a ridiculous little rap career of my own, but it started in the same thing. I was real young, and when I was a kid, man, when I was a little teen,
yeah,
I wanted to be Method Man so fucking bad, and I was I was a dirty little skateboarder. I was out.
No way.
I was out all hours of the day and night, and like we would like take breaks and like we'd get 40s, you know, all the time.
Hilarious.
And whenever we weren't skating, we'd like drink 40s and freestyle and shit. Like when I got older, it reminds me so much of your thing when you're talking about like when you were saying like you used to write poetry and realize it was always funny. That's what I realized is like with rap, I was like, dude, I'm always just trying to be funny. So like that's the thing when I started doing like, you know, shows and getting on stages and touring and shit, I realized like I made it into comedy, and it wasn't fully like, you know, the like what are those guys, man, the Lonely Island guys.
Oh yeah.
Their shit is blatantly funny. My shit was a little bit more,
but yeah.
my shit was more like subversively like I think why I kind of gave up on it too. It was so inside joke-y all the time, you know.
Wait, inside jokey though with who? Like with
like my homies that would like it was like mostly in Nashville. It's kind of like where it was popping off. Like, you know, we were like part of the national rap scene, and I was just thinking about like what are some like rhymes that I had. I was like, we have a college here called Vanderbilt, and it's a great place to skateboard, and they have horrible police officers and dickheads. Yeah. I have this rhyme just came to my head right now. It's like I went like Vanderbilt, police department. What are you doing in the porta pot compartment? Slick my pickle. My name is Nick Nichols. I'm in the porta potty and I'm about to get tickled. Like that was like my bars were like that all the time. So we fucked with like real rappers. You know what I mean? Like people that were like serious about it and shit. And like it was cool though, because people like are so accepting you in the creative world, you know?
Yes. Here's what I love about rap. See, I'm listening to you talk about being this like skateboarder rapper in Nashville, and that's not something that a kid in DC rapping would even think. You think DC and New York as the only place for rapping, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't, at least I didn't have an understanding that there was so much more out there. There's so much more. I don't know. I just love all of the variations. I guess the biggest. And I love that. I would love to see you on a skateboard rapping. Love to see that.
I try to keep someone under wraps. You know, it's out there on YouTube, and if you're willing to search it, but I never promote. It's because a lot of it's embarrassing, man. That like we're on stage, and it's, man, some of the most hole in the wall clubs you've ever seen, acting nuts, man. But
shoot, I remember doing this show when I was 15. Look, I had my other my co-rapper Danya, so it was Vanya and Danya.
Hell yeah!
And Danya was like the hype man, like yo, Vanya silly, you know, or MCV is crazy, or she like do like the little scenes with me, you know, like you have to have a mid rap like, yo, what's up, V? Things are crazy. I don't know. So, and then we had these 15-year-old dancers behind us. I mean, we're all 15. This is not a club. Like there are grown men here, and like people are like shooting guns in the back. We're like, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing.
Nah, so it is. It's God, you're making me so nostalgic for those days.
Right? The stage, man. There's something about it's
and like you said, man, rap, like the way it challenges your mind, you know?
Yes. I'm sorry.
I
get so excited.
I'm so excited. I was thinking like too, like I mean, just like, and like, yeah, how people like, you know, like, because I guess the only famous rapper you would probably would think of with Nashville is like Young Buck or whatever, and that's kind of like his era, like his like real like fame era was like coincided with a lot of like when I was trying my hardest and shit.
Yeah.
And you would just be like, it would just be so cool, man. You go out and like everybody wanted to help everybody. Everybody wanted to get to that next level. It was actually one of the like the most like just uplifting kind of like experiences in my life, was really just doing music in that way. And I've done all kinds of different music besides that, but that's just, rap was like the most fun and the most cool. And like I felt like I met the most cool people in rap for sure. Yeah. More than like I did a lot of punk shit, you know, I did punk rock and
that is so cool. Wait, so you were in a punk band?
Like I don't know, like 10 punk bands, you know, like
shut up, man. You're like the coolest. I should be interviewing you.
That I have like 20 failure music projects.
Yeah, you're creative. It's like we have to put our minds into something. So the poetry goes to rapping, goes to stand up, which, you know, I heard one of your other guests talking about rap and its connection to stand up as well. And I definitely believe that with the beats and the understanding of stage presence, which all comes from hip hop. And they're definite beats in stand-up that you have to hit, and understanding the audience and feeling them. And I mean, it's different when you're rapping on an album for sure, but I don't know, that connection to the audience.
Before I have so many questions for you, and I don't want to.
Oh yeah, tell me.
But before we started, we were telling each other like, tea or whatever, like doing secrets and shit. Like, I was telling you shit I didn't want to record, but I will share this. I think I recorded in like the very second episode of this. I actually brought this up because it happened with that person. The most gnarliest fucking experience I had as a stage performer ever was when I was a rapper. And you're familiar with Bonnaroo, right?
Who, baby?
Bonnaroo?
No, I don't know.
Oh, Bonnaroo is like Coachella. It's just over like for the Southeast.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyway, I wasn't even playing Bonnaroo. I was playing this thing called Afteroo. Long story short,
you're way cooler than I am.
The stage I went up on, like, so they kept pushing us back. And so I just kept drinking, and I was hanging out with hella hippies. And you know how that is. Hippies just keep feeding you things and handing you things, and you start having a harder time. Like, your brain gets foggy. I didn't go on stage until like 3 a.m. Got on stage, and my homie was like DJing. We had like multiple percussion. We had all shit going on. I got on the stage, and I forgot my lyrics completely.
Of course.
I couldn't think of a single lyric. It was 3 a.m. I was high as hell.
And the audience probably was too, though.
And I was drunk, and I was like, all right, dude, if I just start jumping around and getting hype, we'll just get the audience going. Everything's gonna go fine. Yeah. I jump up, slam on the stage, break the stage, fall through it.
Wait, Doug.
I had to crawl out of that stage.
Oh no.
Only time in my life. And I'm not a quitter, but that was the only time in my life where I said, fuck this. And I walked off stage. Only time in my life I've ever walked off a stage. It was so, there's like photographs of it, man. There's no video. There's only still photographs of me crawling out of the stage.
Wait, I think, I think that you're able to walk off the stage at that point and just say, fuck this. I'm not doing it.
It was gnarly. So like Afteroo is like everyone that didn't have enough fun at Bonnaroo, they go up to the spot. It's kind of like very like not well known, but it's like for everyone that's not, they haven't done enough drugs yet. They haven't had enough fun yet. They go to this thing. It's only $10 to get in. It's this large patch of land where all these hippies live. They live in teepees.
Oh my God.
I go in this teepee, man. This dude's got like these hippies have like automatic weapons and shit. Like,
Jesus. Yeah. Those I know those hippies for sure.
So I'm hanging out in a teepee with like AK-47s on the side. And I was like, yeah, guys, I had a rough night performing, and they were like giving me like Louis the 13th to drink and shit. It was weird.
Oh my God.
Vanja, this is, how dare I do this to your interview?
What are you talking about? No, I love this.
I'm telling
I absolutely love this. Like a podcast with one person just droning on about, look, I want to see that like connection. I'm hearing about what you're doing. I'm like so impressed.
You bring it out of me.
But also I have a problem with like, I get excited to talk. And so I'm like, well, let me get my thought in. So I'm getting to like pull back and like, oh, okay. So if I'm quiet, that's me doing that on purpose.
This is hella example of fucking two people with such a similar energy where
absolutely. I noticed that.
It feeds. But here, like, let me just, I'm gonna skip ahead because it's enough of me talking about me rapping, and I want to say this. It is about me too, but it's about me. Because actually,
last thing also about me. Hold on, Vanja.
Hold on. I haven't told you more about me yet. No, but I want to tell you this because actually I lived in DC, and I bet you didn't know that.
You live in DC right now?
No, I lived in Washington, DC.
When were you there?
1 year, way back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, that was definitely during like one of the peak eras of slam poetry. And I guess like the true peak was when Saul Williams came out with the movie Slam, like in the 90s. But it was still big in the 2000s. So
dude,
what I want to say is, you were a slam poet in DC.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was heavy in that scene. My stuff was always comedy. Just like the comedy scene, you can go to a poetry spot every night. So I have my Monday night, And yeah, wow. All that while I'm still working at the World Bank. Well, I'm also taking acting classes at Studio Acting Conservatory, Toji ADHD. Also where I met the guy that was to be my husband and now ex-husband. But like every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So bar none, mangoes. Like that you drive out somewhere in Maryland. I'm forgetting all these places.
God, I love DC so much. A lot of people don't realize that. People think about DC. So many people think about it, and they're like, "Oh, nation's capital."
Right, the capital crime or crime.
Oh, you're talking about the January 6th people? Spider. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm not afraid of
kill it.
spiders. Well, no, I'm not gonna kill it. I'm just gonna make it go elsewhere. Okay, it's gone.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. You just like pushed it away.
It was building a web right here, and I decided to let it build a web elsewhere, and then I'll move it outside when we're done podcasting.
That is very sweet. I'm typically pretty afraid of spiders, but I'm trying to get over it. I have a balcony out here that I haven't been on for about a year because I saw a spider once. So I'm going to maybe go back out there.
Yeah, I saw a tweet once I loved. It was called "Everybody's hardcore until like bugs get involved."
No bugs get involved.
Hey, is that not one of the truest things you've ever heard, though?
That's very true. That's very true. No, but I definitely love the poetry scene. Dude, it was so fun. I still have a lot of my poetry over there on my bookshelf, but it's, I don't know, again, another creative outlet. And I think being like poets, rappers, writers, we're all kind of nerdy.
Yeah. It's like the cool nerds.
100%. So, us trying to like, I'm the biggest and baddest out each other. Like, dude, we're all nerds. Like, let's be real on this one. But it's just, I don't know. It's just so cool. I even think about like even Tupac, he had like a book of poetry. I haven't read it yet, but you wouldn't think, oh, this guy is nerdy, or some people wouldn't, but I see that. I'm like, absolutely, he's a nerd. He's one of us.
I could see that in him, man, because he was like he was such a performer, but like also like exactly what you're saying. Like no one could be like Tupac was without having like a lot of like heart and soul, and that's what makes you create.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, of course he's like, I am a killer, but don't push me. Like that shit.
Right. But then he's doing all around the world with Digital Underground, where I think he revealed a lot of himself. What did he say? I used to clown around when I hang around with the underground. Girls used to frown, say I'm down when I come around, gas me. And when they pass me, they used to diss me, right? Yeah. Harass me, but now they ask me if they can kiss me. So he's got that. He told on himself, like, girls didn't like me. They thought I was a nerd, but now they like me. And it's just like playing into this character that you build. I'm holding a bottle of wine.
We're not on video. We can do whatever we want.
All right. I forgot I couldn't say that at all. Well, I'm not anymore then.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I was at the gym and I was listening to Tupac because he's timeless, Oh
my God, totally.
And it was just fucking crazy. It was it happened to be one of his hit songs. It's not even like a deep cut. It's just a fucking regular hit song of his. And I'm like, literally the shit he's saying, it could be today. He could have said that today and it would have been just as relevant as it was then. Like what a tragedy, man. What a short-lived life.
Like how was someone so young? And I've never talked this much about rap on any podcast. It's so funny. Okay, so I'm sorry, but you had other questions you wanted to ask me. I'm talking too much now.
Oh, I'm hella interested in this slam poetry thing. I don't know, like what
you want to hear some stuff. I mean, it wasn't like competitive. So I want to clear that up. So I said slam poetry so people understand that it wasn't like and the flowers are open in the garden. Like I wanted you to know that it is that specific type of musical cadence, full like performance driven type of comedy. More like poetry that's more like rapping than anything else. So when I would go to those poetry sessions, there would be a lot of R&B singers and a lot of rappers that would come in actually.
About slam and like I think I brought up earlier Saul Williams. So he was like, he kind of like, I guess for some reason, it's probably that movie Slam. He like became the face of it. And I saw it like when it came out. Have you seen Slam?
No, that's why I'm like looking confused. I don't watch a lot of movies.
You actually might appreciate it, like if you've done it. Do you even know who Saul is?
Saul Williams, and he's at. You said I feel terrible.
You don't know? Oh, that's crazy. You did
I'm like,
slam
I feel
poetry.
terrible. I'm
You
like,
don't know. This dude is like the ambassador of that art.
see, I'm like, oh, I feel really terrible. Yeah, I feel stupid. So
Can I just
continue.
say, well, he did a movie called Slam. It came out like in, I'm gonna say 98. I saw it when I was a kid. And there's a scene, he's in prison. He's in there, like he got caught with like a brick of weed. He's in prison, and like two different gangs want him to, he's like, he hasn't decided which gang he's gonna join. There's about to be a huge fucking like
Wait, this
like,
is true?
no, this is his movie. It's a fictional thing he created.
Oh,
but the
okay.
the whole thing is based on slam poetry being a powerful art form. And so they're in the yard. There's about to be like a lot of violence. Saul Williams just throws down like a bunch of slam poetry, and then everyone stops. No one fights. And I was like, no, but you at the time you were like, oh, this is kind of ridiculous. But I saw
Poetry stops gang violence. Okay, continue.
Meeting him in person though, like I realized, I was like, no, this guy, I feel like he really had that kind of power with words. So he came to my school and did like just some poetry and shit. Like this is like college, like not like high school and thing. But at the end, and there was like a bunch of like, you know, shitty little fucking, you know, privileged kids in the audience that wanted to ask dumbass questions. And I remember this one person asked, they were like, you use a lot of harsh language in your poetry. Like, why do you don't have to do that? And then he was like, well, the reason for that is it's a harsh fucking world. And like the whole auditorium, this is a big auditorium. I went to a big school. There was like thousands of people. It was like I couldn't believe that people would go that ape shit over him saying something so basic. And I was like, words are powerful, you know?
They really are. The scene back then was very it was so cool, first off. Because as it evolved, DC is a very artistic place. In fact, we're only number 2 to New York as far as the theater scene. People think it's Chicago, but it's actually DC. A lot of theater there, which I was also in that scene, obviously.
Awesome, hell yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a jazz scene there. And
absolutely, yeah,
wonderful.
For sure.
It is wonderful. I mean, you could step in any place and you'd hear live music, a lot of live jazz anywhere in DC. And so some of these places that you would perform, there was a place called the oh gosh, it's been such a the Caverns, or the Bohemian Caverns, if I remember correctly. And you walk downstairs and it's like you're going into a cave, and there's a jazz band on the stage, and then people are doing poetry. And so doing this sort of like hip hop slam style poetry. And first it started out as basically a Black scene. You'd see mostly Black people coming in. And especially where it was very near Howard University over on U Street. And so, in fact, I feel like the Howard University kids kind of like were the ones that there was a bit of a renaissance to U Street and everything that was happening then. I think it was brought about by their interest in music and jazz and hip hop and poetry. And I think they were sort of the leaders in the sort of rejuvenation of DC. I'm going to be honest. And then so the scene got increasingly mixed. And it's interesting because I was going to say the stand-up, but the poetry was very much about could be revolutionary. And it was about the harsh reality of growing up as a minority in the US. And it was also very much in front of you. There were places on U Street that were still boarded up since the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Right? And we're talking about into the 2000s, and you're still seeing that. And so there was a lot of poetry about that, and that's why it was very different that I would get up there and mostly do poetry about being nerdy or an outsider, and then growing out of that and growing into who I am, but making it comedic. But that's funny. After I said that, I just realized something.
Yeah.
That reminded me a lot of a play that I just did. If I could go on for a second, feel free to edit all this.
Oh, please go on. I babbled about me being a rapper. I fucking
No, I loved it. I loved every second of it. You're like the coolest man. And
well, thank you.
yeah.
Take that, Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, reminded me.
Is he cool? I don't think he's probably considered that cool.
Was he supposed to be funny? Was he supposed to be like sexy? Oh, I was into Leo when I was a kid. Are you kidding me? I was so into him. But now I'm like,
I like that he's like, I think he's like tries to help animals. So I'm about
fantastic. I just don't pay attention. Yeah, that
much. That's cool.
Yeah. But when you're young and he was like doing like what's that? What's Eating
Basketball
Gilbert
Diaries. Oh, okay. You go.
I went to What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I'm like, when he was doing What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I'm in the one where I'm talking about the one where he's like addicted to heroin and like sucking dick in a bus station.
And I'm talking about the one where he's like eating his own boogers. Like
yeah, we love Leo.
God. Burger Barn. That movie was awesome though. But it's got everybody's hot in that movie. Leo, who just had the big trial.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, baby.
Yeah, before all this shit.
And who's the girl from Juliette?
Juliette Lewis is in it? I've never seen that fucking movie.
Yeah. Oh, honey, you must.
I will.
She's hot. They're hot. That's people that I definitely fuck right now. So, and then obviously Titanic. Oh yeah. I'm not into the Bible anymore, obviously. Yeah, no, definitely when he was I did Titanic. Peak hotness.
That had to be peak hotness because like that movie's not that good. I think it's literally it's fine. But I feel like literally Leonardo DiCaprio's hotness at that stage of his life made that movie the like evergreen movie that it is today. Like people just will never ever forget it. Even though like remember back in the day that shit was on VHS and it had to be it was a Wednesday.
Reference. Oh,
no, and then like if it was on VHS, you had to like rent it from like Blockbuster on two VHS thing because it was so fucking long. There
were two of them.
They couldn't put it on one tape because that movie was so fucking long. But it's like most people were like, man, I'll look at Leo for 2 tapes.
Right? Poor Kate Winslet though. Like he was so hot.
Okay, so this podcast is a magnet for synchronicity. So last week I was talking about how Doritos Cool Ranch was possibly my favorite mainstream chips. And then this morning, seriously, this morning when I was just looking you up and some more, I saw
oh my God, I know what you're gonna do.
I saw you in a Doritos Cool Ranch commercial. So I don't want to ask about the commercial, man. I just want to ask, like, do you believe in synchronicity? Because like that is synchronicity, is it not?
100%. I believe in synchronicity. 100%. I mean, God, I don't even. That's a rabbit's hole for me. Like I'm so this right now. Like
into synchronicity. It's like it might as well be my religion because I don't have a real one.
Well, I think that's what really. I mean, look. This can't be okay. First of all, if we want to get into that, this can't be all there is, right?
Right.
Like, I'm living, I'm here, I'm on this sphere hanging in space, and then I'm done. Why did I even get here anyway? Why am I here? Not that I need a purpose, but like, what is this? Oh, I'm already gone. Okay. It seems, I don't know, for someone to think that this is all there is without digging into it anymore. It's just, that's insanity to me. It's like, oh, well, because I can't see it, then that doesn't exist. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can't see radio waves, but does that mean that it doesn't exist? I don't know. I believe in synchronicities for sure. That's happened to me a ton.
I have a little belief of it too. It's like when synchronicity is happening, like the more it's happening, when it becomes more and more frequent, it means that you might be like following the correct path. Is that even, I don't know if you
You know what's funny? A comedian who I'm buddies with, one day sent me a like a text and was like, Vanya, I tend to have like these really vivid dreams. He's like, they're so vivid sometimes I need to get up and I gotta take a walk. And I was like, oh, okay. I wonder why he's telling me that. He goes, so I had a dream last night and I had to get up, walk around. Like I was just like, what? It was so intense. And it was about you. I was like, oh shit, I'm dying. Like every time someone talks about me, I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. What? Just when does it happen? How? Let's just do this. What? And he goes, he says, I think I'm supposed to tell you that you're on the right path and that you have to keep doing what you're doing. But you also know that this isn't what it's all about or something. He goes,
Yeah.
He says, apparently you also know something else, that it's also bigger than this, or it's bigger than comedy or something like that. He goes, do you know what that means? I was like, yeah, I think I do.
Oh, I have to ask you this. I have to ask you this. I totally have to ask you this because you're talking about like everybody knowing each other and shit. Do you know Erin Tracy?
Oh, of course I do. She's fantastic.
She was on this podcast and I literally
absolutely love her.
She was performing and I did a whole fucking like kind of a bit. It was a joke question, but I was like, yo, do you just like take a sock up there and like put the sock over the microphone?
Yeah. And we did like say to that.
We went off on like the Red Hot Chili Peppers putting socks on their dicks for like 15 minutes. Erin's very funny.
I love her. She's such, not only is she's fantastic, she's such a generous comedian and just lovely. And that's what I mean. It's just it's a really good environment. And it is also is what you make of it. You find the people that you gravitate toward, like
yeah, for sure.
And but it's a really supportive scene right now.
I think that's what I was trying to say. Like in the beginning, is like it's just accidentally. Oh, this is before we started recording. Was like I'm accidentally like finding like just through this podcast so much like ends up being like these unexpected networks of people that, like I said, it's a small world. People just know each other. And
you know Brad Upton, right? Like Brad follows you.
Oh, Brad, he's the dude. He said you're a major force.
Yeah.
So okay, I have never met Brad, but yeah, we're like connected on social media. Brad gave my homegirl Kristen Lumberg a shout out not too long ago. I don't know. Okay. Do you know Kristen?
No, I don't.
She's in Glendale. She does comedy too, but she's right now she's like she's making commercials all the time. She's
you would think that I would know. I'm like Glendale. I'm in Silver Lake. That I work in Glendale. That's where I'm over at the CBRE firm over there. But that's so funny. I'm like Glendale. It's right there.
Yeah, it is. It's
I'm sorry. I'm like all over the place too.
Well, this is the thing that I actually want. So this ties in perfectly to where I was going to go anyway. About you, like, and doing like stand up, but like I know that like you do the. Here's a question. It's a fucked up question, but I have to know, and I trust you to know better than me. Do people still say girl boss, or is that
girl? You are hilarious, girl boss. I like. Oh, you mean has a whole feminist thing? Has that rolled over yet?
No. I'm like for instance, like I feel like the word woke got killed because like all the worst people in the world use it, and so like I'll never fucking say it again. Same thing with like based. Like I'll never say based.
Wait, what the fuck is based, dude?
Based, man, like that was like from a fucking rap song forever ago, and then and then people started saying it as like a slang, and then
I don't even know.
And then like the like all
one
like
of those New Orleans slangs. I'm just kidding.
Bass, bass means free bass. And
okay.
Then, and if you're based, then it's like you're just and you're doing whatever when someone's like been free based and they just go out and they're just living their fucking best life. That's where it came from. It originally was a cool word, but the problem was, man, all these like fucked up, freaky, like 4chan right wing motherfuckers took it, and they took it and they started saying based, but like they use like the same way that like when some Nazi motherfucker and like Ron DeSantis is like woke. He wrote a bill called like the anti-woke bill,
Once old people start saying it, it's done
Yeah,
anyway.
that's
so.
what I'm saying. So like, I don't say woke and I don't say fucking based because
I
I'm
got, I'll tell you that
disgusted.
poetry scene from 20 years ago was saying woke. So by
Yeah,
the time these
yeah.
like these old people are like, nobody, we're not saying that anymore. What are you talking about? Whoa, we were
Yeah.
done with that 20 years ago,
Yeah,
Grandpa.
for sure. Yeah, like by the time like some fucking lame on Fox News is saying woke
Saying woke,
and
we're done
based,
with that
yeah,
word.
like, yo, pass it down. The word is over. Make up a new word.
Word is over. Like what movie that like something was over? No, that oh wait, no, that was from one of the SNL guys, Portlandia. It made yeah, right. I don't know if you remember this show.
I
But it
love
was a show
Portland. I
called
love Portlandia.
Portlandia. Oh man, what
Hey
happened
yo, Ripper.
to that? Dude, like in the lake or something. It's just like stepping like a little creek. It's like, all right, I guess I should get out of here.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh my god.
stupid.
And also, yo, I love Portland. Man, I love Portland.
Portlandia was great.
Do you ever go up there like do any shows?
No, I would love to. Oh my god, I have some friends that are
Oh
up there.
man,
actually.
Portland's a wild city, man.
In
You
what
wouldn't.
way? Tell me.
I mean, so I've only been once now. If you can fucking
Mhm.
believe it, I went. Shit, was it? Yeah, last November.
Yeah,
So, it was
I
actually.
would love to go.
I will say there was one sad aspect is that well, one of the most famous skate parks in the world is in Portland. It's called Burnside.
Okay.
It was in like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. Like that's how famous it is.
Okay.
I showed up.
I know.
I had no chance. I didn't know that I was gonna have a chance to actually like be at the skate park, but I had time that day. I showed up. It was raining. No one was there.
No.
It's under a bridge, so I could have skated. Didn't have a skateboard. So you know what I did? Out of just I fucking freestyle walked.
Freestyle walk.
Hey man,
I'm telling you, that is the cutest thing I've ever heard. What's a freestyle walk?
I was doing like pirouettes and shit. I don't know. I was just like running up the ramps and just like pretending like what it would have been like had I. Doesn't matter. Oh, hey everyone! By the way,
it's a lot to me. I'm in tears right now. Can you imagine the rain coming down around you? You got this one chance, and you're like, I'm gonna take it no matter what. And the music swells, and then you just start like doing the moves without the skateboard, and then that's triumph, and then credits.
Oh, yo, shout out to my Pacific Northwest people. I will be at Burnside Skate Park this fall. So let's get up there. Let's get some video. Sorry. Back to what we were talking about.
Also, Tony
I
Hawk,
lost track.
first person
I remember.
I knew. Like that was the first guy you thought you need to explain to me. Tony Hawk. Well, he's a famous skater. I'm like, that I know. I don't know slam poetry people that you mentioned. I'm like, I know Tony Hawk. Like I know stuff. Anyway, so continue.
Oh, anyway, nothing more other than just like, yo, shout out Portland, cool ass city. I loved your city when I was there. I will be back this fall. I will be at Burnside. Let's fucking link up. Let's get some videos. We'll shoot some TikToks if y'all do that. I don't have TikTok yet, but apparently I have to get one. I don't know. What I really want to know is, all right.
TikTok is the place that people our age go to feel very old.
So, all right. Did you say Girl Boss is done or is it still going?
I mean, I think people say it and make fun of shit. Like I'm gonna girl boss it up. I think it's used sarcastically now.
All right, so look, check it out. Vanya's like, she's not a girl boss because that word doesn't work anymore, but she is a fucking like power broker style woman, and you got to respect that. And the real question I had asked, like,
Cool.
because you're doing two worlds, and it's like, I want to know, does spending all day in the corporate world get you, wound up to be funnier when you hit the stage at night, or like, do you have to like switch gears mentally to get your vibe right? Is it, do you like leave work like, man, this corporate world's got me wound up? Yeah. Or are you like, no, I'm a different person at night?
That is a good question. I'm going to say that because you are now I am a marketing director, so I do get to be creative to an extent.
comic.
Look at you. You're like so chill now. You've got like the arms back behind the head. You're chilling out. No, you look very cool right now. I'm like,
thank you.
I'm happy that
You're a calming force.
exactly. Notice how I bring it to myself. I'm the reason why you're so cool, not because you always have been. How arrogant.
I'm gonna leave this interview just walking around going like, I'm the coolest motherfucker.
I'm the coolest motherfucker. Which is basically
who wants to hear me rap?
Right? I'm rapping on my cast, so like, get the fuck out of my face. But really, that was all what rap was about in the early 90s. Like, I mean, think about Special Ed. I'm the magnificent. Everything was about being the man, you know.
I kind of like that.
Right? I miss that. It wasn't about, I mean, I don't really listen to much music at all anymore. I mean, I listen to music, but I mean, I don't know everything that's new. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm a little bit in the same boat. Like, I'm not on top of everything new, but I hate to say this, man, but I'm gonna be like an old head on on hip hop for sure, because and I hate to be that way because I know that people felt that way about like my era. Like people will be like, well, that wasn't as good as our era when like those were the old heads, you know. Now that they're like the geriatrics, but
they don't. Did they have old heads before our era? I mean, that was more like the music they were pulling from was basically like not even rap.
I mean, like Run DMC, fucking.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean,
Run DMC. That wasn't even. I mean, we were. Yeah, you're right. I gotta be careful. I'm like, oh, it wasn't even good.
Yeah, but before you say another word, do not disrespect Run DMC on audio.
Then
could you imagine? Could you imagine it? What would happen?
That one clip will play everywhere.
Honestly, I would do you a favor and I'd fucking edit it out before,
just take that out.
Canceled.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Like I was saying earlier, man. Like, yo, I'm done with fucking woke, and I'm done with fucking based, and so many of these other words that these freaks use.
Who cares, man?
But I'll say canceled of the damn, because canceled is a real word, and it really means things. It's like if you say something like Run DMC is dog shit, like you just got canceled.
Look, Run DMC they were doing some great shit. I mean, remember they did, Walk This Way too? Like they did that Walk This Way.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate that song, but I respect what they were doing, like with like groundbreaking, like musically.
Totally.
But I just like, man, I could barely stand Aerosmith, and that's like an Aerosmith song, and I just like, ugh.
You know what? Rap then was, we were learning a new art form. It was super groundbreaking. So yeah, like Run DMC and what Sugar Hill Gang, wasn't that like
I didn't listen to those guys. There's plenty of stuff that's like boom bap rap that's before us, like like LL Cool J. Like,
I love LL.
But he survived into our era, but he was he was an OG. Like Mama to Knock You Out, come on, like that's old. So
now I'm realizing I'm older than you are, so I'm like, wait, I was listening to that.
no I was too. I'm just saying, like when like you were in DC, like nobody was listening to fucking
LL Cool J was doing some like what was that? I Need Love. When I lay back in my room, something. Remember, like I hear my conscience call. Boom,
I need love. No, first of all, I want to go on the record and say DL Cool J. Doug loves Cool J.
Whoa, DL Cool J.
Yeah, but I did make fun of LL on this podcast one time, only because out of love and lightheartedness. He was in a movie called Deep Blue Sea. We did a whole episode on this. It's about like sharks attacking.
He killed the shark at the very end. He was the chef.
Yeah, and he was the chef, and LL Cool J was, and he made a whole thing about it. It was hilarious. He was like, He's like, yo, I'm like the first black man to survive a horror movie.
Right. I
Very,
remember that.
very funny. The only reason I poked fun at LL Cool J is because they asked him to write a song, like for the soundtrack. And in the credits, he has a song called My Hat is a Shark's Fin. And it is one of the silliest fucking songs I've ever heard in my life. And he's like, he goes, my hat is like a shark's fin. My hat is like a shark's fin. Deeper, bluer. My hat is like a shark's fin. And then he just raps it. And then the entire song, he raps about how he's a shark and he's gonna eat you. And it's totally.
It sounds horrible.
Dead up.
It sounds horrible. I wonder if he just did that. You guys, I got to write a song for the soundtrack so that I don't die at the end. Fuck this.
I feel like LL Cool J at that era was like when he made Deep Blue Sea, he was like, dude, I made my name in rap. It'll never go away. And if I want to make a silly ass song about being a shark, people that like know will know. And like, I feel like I know.
I think that happens to anyone. Like, okay, like even comedians, like when they, like by the time you see them, they have like 10, 20 years of material that they've worked up to, like they've perfected, that they've done for these last, 1 to 2 decades. And then someone says, well, can you pump out another? And now you get all these, you get all these fans. And then you're on top of the world. And then now you're playing an arena. And by that time, well, you got to put together new material. Yeah. And it's probably not that good because it took you 20 years to perfect that other shit. So they're like, hey, can you write something that caliber in like, I don't know, 6 months? And can't. And I think that's what happens with some like comedians. By the time that they're doing arenas and stuff, they're like, well,
I think some comedians that make the right choice is like, they get to that point and it's like, if you're not going to like have a thing that's going to be like a really excellent thing, but you can do the voice of a silly dog in a Disney movie, do that in the meantime. And so you can, they're going to pay you a grip to do that. So just like hop on that and then, think it out. Don't just be like, oh, I have to do this Netflix special. Right. No, you don't.
Right.
Oh, but speaking of things, and this is not necessarily comedic, but acting wise, I have to ask you this question. Do you think the world is ready for the sequel to Slam? And I know you don't know who Saul Williams is, but the sequel to Slam 2, starring Vanja Renee. Would you fucking do it? If I write the screenplay, I'll write that shit tonight. It won't talk.
Slam 2? I'm in it. Are you kidding me? In it.
You have to write all your slam poetry. That's the only thing.
Absolutely.
Like
I would expect nothing less.
I will just write like kind of like the plot basically and characters. You'll write all the poetry.
I would totally do that. And like, I feel bad. I want to go back to your earlier question before my computer got unstable. Wait, the transition from work to the stage.
Oh yeah, I forgot we even were on that. Sorry.
Right? Boom. And you would think someone who, I have very bad short-term memory, but for some reason I remember that, is that it's something I'm learning. I have to trust myself more. And when I realize, the more I trust myself, the better my comedy has become.
Yeah.
I'm very crowd worky now. I would never have trusted myself to do that. I want to be very rehearsed, every line, know how I was going to do everything. But now I just let the audience create my show, and then I just kind of come on top of that with this or that thing. And I work that connection first. And once I have the connection, then I'm like, now here's what I'm going to talk about. But I think the same thing with the transition from work to comedy. I mean, you're using 2 different halves of your brain, right? At work, I feel like I have to be very left brain. And when I go into stand up, you got to be very right brain and work that creative muscle. I get there basically by having a glass of wine before I perform, sometimes going on stage with wine. But I've noticed sometimes if I am so into work and I just walk in there and get on stage, even in my work clothes, like literally just coming from work, get in the car, hi, I'm here, what the fuck? There's something about that, about not caring, that also wins the crowd. Something like, yeah, I just fucking got here. What's up? And that actually helps when you're just coming from the office and you're so focused on that I didn't have time to get stressed out about going on stage.
Yeah,
I'm still like it's almost like, oh, you guys, yeah, what's up? I got more important things to do. I got to get off the stage. What do you need? And there's something about that pulls people in. So I trust that a little bit too. But yeah, it's either you're summoning up a lot of energy to go on stage, or I could just keep my mind at the office and not care. And then that adds too.
Yeah, because there's that total, like, when you're kind of disconnected, that freedom vibe.
Mm-hmm. That freedom from all of your own self-doubt, which you're constantly fighting off when you get to the stage. Basically, I almost feel like our outlets are not about us being creative as much as it is about us pulling off self-doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
And if I could just pull this off of me, and if I can, that confidence, that sort of God-given confidence that you are just naturally born with, your toddler walking around thinking you're everything. Give me this, give me that. Like that natural confidence that we're born with comes out. It's all of this other stuff that gets laid on us as we get older that causes us to lose our confidence. So if we just pull that off, then we can get to who we really are. And I think that's really all that's about. Why did I start that sentence? I have no idea. See, this is how my ADHD kicks in. That's how my ADHD kicks in. I was trying to look up the lightning round, and then it's your brain. You're like a squirrel or something, or you're not a squirrel, like a dog looking at a squirrel. Anyway, so I could not focus. I was looking up. I was like, oh, what's the lightning round? And then I saw their little pretty pictures on Instagram and never got there.
Vanja, I have to tell you, we are getting dangerously close to the lightning round. And I'm going to tell you what the lightning round is.
I love games. Let's do this.
This is the game part of the podcast. This is where I ask you questions super fast, and you have no time to think. You have to answer gut reactions only. Don't think it over. Or maybe there'll even be like a challenge or something like that.
Because I never think.
Hell yeah.
You think before I speak.
I believe that you're going to win. So let's just get right into it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. First, let's start. I mean, like I said, preteen rapper, you toured. I mean, you can do this. We're going to start with a rhyming versatility challenge. I'll say the first part of a line, and you finish it. We'll make the rhyme, and we'll just do some bars together. Sound good?
I didn't say I was good anymore. I was 15. Okay. All right. 15. That means it was only 10 years ago.
It was only 10 years ago, and it's still in your heart. You ready? I'm gonna say like the first part. You say that like the next, like, I'll be like up boop boop doop doo, and then you go dabba 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 dooba dabba doo. Like that's how it's gonna go.
Oh my god, this is great.
Right.
That's it.
Don't worry, I'm on it. I got a basket of the chronic.
Don't worry, I'm on it. Got a basket of the chronic, and I'm going down the street and I'm blasting supersonic.
Hell yeah, you heard it here first. Vanja can still rap. All right, let's do another one. I've got the best two-step at the whole soiree.
What's that, baby?
I've got the best two-step at the whole soiree.
Oh, I got the best two-step at the whole soiree. But then I had to sit down when you started blasting Sade.
Shout out Sade.
We love Sade.
All right. I'm causing pandemonium with my cubic zirconium.
I'm causing pandemonium. My cubic. Wait, I'm causing pandemonium.
I'm causing pandemonium with my cubic zirconium.
That's what
it'd be easy if you were British, because you'd be like, "Oi, fuck you, and oi, fuck your bony mum." Sorry.
I mean, that's like a causing pandemonium with my cubic zirconium.
I guess I stole the word pandemonium from you, so you couldn't even use that one.
but no. Okay. So because what I'm thinking, I've called it. This could go somewhere. Hold on, let me see. I got it. I'm causing pandemonium with my cubic zirconium. Well, but I'm like, I'm causing pandemonium with a cubic zirconium, and they say that shit. Somebody said that shit is fake, but I said I don't. Damn, you got me, man.
You were so there. You're like, I said that shit is fake, but please give my homie some.
Right? I told you. Okay, wait. Damn, you won that one.
I didn't. I was.
Got
Well,
that.
how about this? How about you go one more shot, and then the next one you can make me do one.
Okay, go.
Are you done with?
Oh, I'm gonna do this one. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay.
Well, I believe in
Okay.
you. I believe in you more than I believe in anyone else in the whole entire world.
Okay, I like a challenge. I want it to be good too. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, got you. Okay, here's where I'm gonna go.
All right.
I'm causing pandemonium with my cubic zirconium.
Yeah.
People ask me where I live.
In a
It
condominium.
doesn't rhyme
You
anymore.
live in a condominium.
People ask me where I live. I said my residence. I was gonna say the. It's got. You know what? This is how I know I've had too much to drink. I was gonna say. That doesn't rhyme. I was gonna go with Buckingham Palace, like the Buckingham. You know what? I'm done on this one. I don't have it.
I mean,
It's gone.
Kendrick doesn't always rhyme, right? So like, Buckingham Palace.
The Buckingham. Oh, that's where I was going.
The Buckingham.
People ask me where I live, and I say it's the Buckingham. Okay, so
all right.
I was causing.
I'm causing pandemonium with my cubic zirconium. People ask where I live. I say
where I live. I said my home is my residence, the Buckingham, or something.
Yeah. No,
you
that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope as hell. No, that's dope as fuck.
I said my
I'm causing pandemonium with my cubic zirconium. People ask where I live, and I say the Buckingham.
It's the Buckingham. Because you know, license.
All right, that wasn't fair. If you want to give me one, I'll do it.
No, I mean, shoot, that was great. That you know, that one reminded me, without over talking why I couldn't get it, that it's all artistic license. Like in my head, I was like, oh, I'll just say the Buckingham. But then as I said the word again out loud, I was like, no, it's called Buckingham Palace. But in rap, you twist anything around to make it fit. It's like, no, you're gonna say the Buckingham, so keep saying. But you know, that's what you can do in rap. You just
I got to get you back into rap, man. We gotta drop a fucking a comedy rap track.
Dude, it was so fun. It was so fun.
All right, check this out. So you're gonna skip put me on the spot. I'm cool with that actually. Because we're moving into math equations.
I'm definitely gonna get that wrong.
This is the I don't know if you've been seeing this trend. It's like it's on Twitter and all this shit. It's like, he's a 10, but he chews with his mouth open. You know, do you know what I'm saying?
I have not.
Okay, well it's like this is, fortunately it's on TikTok too. It's like a fucking social media thing. But fortunately, this will come out just in time for like that not to be gone yet. So we'll nail this.
Okay.
It's a math equation. I'm gonna say he's a 10, but, and then I'll tell you whatever like the problematic part of him is, and you give me his final score as a person of attractiveness. So
wait, how many points comes off? I mean, first of all, it was a horrible math student.
Well, it's totally up to you. So it's like, you know, he's a 10. When I say he's a 10, like what do they mean by that? It's like physical attractiveness. You know, he's so hot. He's hot, a 10.
He's got a great job.
Yeah, he's so hot. All right. He's a 10, but he farts really loud when he comes.
What?
Every time.
Wait, so am I supposed to give this guy a number, or how's it work now?
So you subtract points from 10.
Okay.
For this flaw.
Okay. Let's see. Let me write this down. Continue. He farts every time he comes.
Yeah, no, you have to score him right now. It's a lightning round.
That now makes him a 7. Maybe
all right. 6. Listen up, boys.
Well, it depends. How smelly is this fart? I mean, if it's a non-smelly fart, I would take off. And how audible is it?
It's very. So the point is that it's very loud, but I cannot speak to the smell.
Okay, so very loud. It's very loud, but it does not smell. Well, 7.
Okay. All right, guys. Try to keep those farts in when you come.
Be yourself.
He's a 10, but he addresses every waitress as "milady."
What's sad is that I think I've dated this guy.
Yeah, that's a real guy, I'm sure.
They're basically nerdy people. I would, milady. I would still up a 9.
Damn. Okay. I mean, I guess if he started as a 10, and even though he's a creep. All right. All right. He's a 10, but his only hobby is competitive vaping.
Ugh.
Have you ever seen competitive vaping?
No, is this a thing?
Oh, YouTube it.
I'm gonna say 6.
All right, you heard it here first. All right, and this is like, all right, this is the most controversial one, but I'm gonna throw it out there. And Vanya, I believe that you're gonna let people know what the fucking answer is.
Okay.
He's a 10, but he says "cats up."
He says cats up. 2. No, I'm just kidding.
It's ketchup, you fucking idiot.
Oh god. Oh god. That's funny.
All right, so check it out. Check it out, fellas. If you're saying "cats up," you better say ketchup.
No, I don't really care.
All right, the most.
I'm really, you're a 10, you're a 10. Those are hard to come by. As long as you're not rude to, if you call the waitress milady, great. Just don't be rude to her. Unless
I mean, yeah, if I had said he's a 10, but he's rude to the waitress, the answer is he's a fucking 0, in my opinion.
Oh, he's a total 0.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that.
There's no level of beautiful face, physical attractiveness for me personally, where a person can be rude to a server and not become repulsive to me, just in my opinion.
What they're doing is revealing their true selves. And and I think that some of them think they're impressing you. Oh no, I don't like that at all. And even if you were hot for them, you've already decided, oh, I'm not having sex with this person at all. So, and sooner or later, that's gonna, okay, let's say you get in a relationship with this person, that's gonna be toward you.
Eventually, yeah, because that's, yeah, for sure. Vanya.
Yes.
I have one last question. It's the most important question I have in the entire world for everyone listening. Where can people find you, check you out, your comedy, like everything? Yeah,
I need to update my website. I'm very behind on that, but you can go to my site, vanyarenee.com. Some fun stuff up. I've interviewed other people. And I have some comedy up there, and then my latest show dates. But basically, my Instagram is the thing that I update the most. So vanyarenee.com, Instagram, Instagram.com, Vanja Renee. Also Venmo, if you just want to give me money because you love me, Vanja Renee. And on Facebook is Vanja Renee, but I'm not really on Facebook a lot. So
and if you want to know how Vanja Renee is spelled, it's VANJARENEE, and it's not pronounced Vanja. It's pronounced Vanya.
Vanja, I know. Right.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Of course, this was so much fun, Doug. Thank you.